Hey there, it's Leona. Welcome to Zen Mindfulness Shodo. Today, we're gonna practice Shodo meditation while focusing on the Hiragana character for you. So, let's begin a beautiful journey together. When you write a character, imagine a square about the size of the character that you are gonna write like this. First, I'm gonna write it. Then I'm gonna explain the points and tips for writing the character beautifully in detail. Let's explain. The first stroke starts from a point slightly lower than the center point of the top left square, or slightly to the left of that, somewhere around here. Essentially, it's a line slightly curving to the left, but it runs vertically downward parallel to the middle vertical line. It goes down until the middle horizontal line reaches about the middle of this vertical part. Pause here for a second, and then it curves upward, drawing a circle-like shape to the upper right. It rises to about the same height as the starting point. When the space to the left of the vertical part and the space to the right of the rightmost curve appearing about equal, it curves to the right and goes down. It descends to the same height as the lowest point on the left side, then curves roundly towards the starting point of the second stroke, gradually decreasing pen pressure and sweeping upward, so the part closer to the end point gets thinner. From the end point of the first stroke, the pen moves upward to the right like this. The second stroke starts from a point a little bit to the left of the highest point of the first stroke, and a height higher than the first stroke's starting point. It curves to the right while moving vertically downward, parallel to the middle vertical line, gradually thinning and sweeping towards the bottom left. The ending point should be where the space below the second stroke's end point and the space above its starting point are about equal. Placing the U character in the center of the square box for a balanced and beautiful appearance. When you write this part, moving upward to the right while curving up. If you write it like this, for example, not many people would write this part this roundly, but if you do that, the whole character will look like a rounded style character called marumoji in Japanese. Marumoji looks cute, but childish at the same time. When you are not intentionally writing a cute-looking U character, in other words, if you want to write a more mature, normal-looking U, instead of a very round curve, rise more gradually from the curve to the highest point, keeping about equal space on the left and right, reaching the same height as the starting point. Align the height of the curve part with the starting point of the first stroke for better balance. For instance, if you write like these. In the upper example, the right highest point is higher than the starting point, and in the bottom example, the right highest point is lower than the starting point. When these points are not at the same level, the overall balance looks a bit off. You can connect the two strokes like this, if you want. Some people write this character like this, and there's no problem. Ensure the second stroke doesn't lean like this. Or like this. In the upper example, the second stroke is leaning to the left. In the lower example, the second stroke is leaning to the right, when the second stroke is not parallel to the vertical part of the first stroke. Like these examples, the entire character appears not standing straight up, when the second stroke appears parallel to the vertical part of the first stroke, or the middle vertical line. The whole character appears standing straight up and stable overall. Try practicing with these points and tips in mind. The key points for writing hiragana characters, as explained in the video, are concisely summarized in this book in a similar manner. The book allows you 3 pages to practice each character. It can be purchased on Amazon. See the link in the description. I'm gonna practice 1 page of this workbook this time, but you're welcome to practice as much as you want. If you're practicing with a pen, I recommend that you place a few pieces of paper under the page that you're writing on, so that the ink doesn't bleed onto the page under it. Alright, let's get started. Before you start writing, take a deep breath and clear your mind. Slowly breathe in as much air as you can through your nose, and exhale all the negative emotions that you've been holding until this moment through your mouth. When you are mentally ready to write, you can start writing. Check the starting point, turning point, end point, the angle of the stroke, and the direction of the curve. After that, without hesitation, aim for the end point and move the pen smoothly. Try to write slower than you normally write, putting your heart and soul into each stroke. However, if you move the pen too slowly, the lines will become shaky, and if you move the pen too quickly, the lines will become thinner in areas you don't want them to be thinner. So concentrate on finding the right speed. Once you finish writing the character, look at the character as a whole, and think about what changes you should make next, in order to make it look even more beautiful. Of course, you don't have to take all the tips and points that I've told you, and copy my way of writing the character. Trust your own sense of beauty and adjust accordingly. It's important that you are satisfied with the shapes of the characters you write, so please use my tips and points as ideas and hints for adjusting the shape of the character to your sense of beauty. Of course, you can't change the shape so much that it no longer looks like a character. If you notice that you are thinking about something else while writing, immediately refocus on what you are writing. By repeating this exercise, you will be able to notice when your attention starts to turn to something unrelated to your current action, and gradually improve your concentration and self-control. You can also build your patience with this practice. So, let's practice together. It's just natural that we are unable to create perfectly satisfying strokes every time. Instead of blaming yourself for not being able to make strokes that you want, try praising yourself for taking on difficult challenges. On this channel, I not only share tips and points for writing Japanese characters beautifully with a brush and a pen in both English and Japanese, but also practice Zen Mindfulness Shodo meditation that focuses all of our attention on the present moment. If you thought that the information was useful and you want to learn tips and points for writing other characters neatly as well, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell mark so you get a notification as soon as I upload a new video. You can find videos of other characters from the playlist. Alright, let's learn and practice together again in my next video. Thank you for watching.